Hello everyone, welcome to Skills Build Training YouTube channel. Myself Mohammad Zubair, and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid IT pro really fast. So the topic of today's video is Microsoft Graph explained. So without any further ado, let's get started. If we say that we are living in the era of data, it would not be wrong, because any application, software, or any piece of code that we are using today is either generating data or it is consuming the data. So, the kind of data an application is consuming or generating defines the type and nature of that particular application. For example, as we all know, Facebook is a social website, and the kind of data it is consuming and generating explains enough that what kind of website or in what category that particular website lies. And now let's move towards the Microsoft Graph. If you work in a Microsoft ecosystem, or even if you use some of the application of the Microsoft, it is very hard to ignore something as prominent and as big as Microsoft Graph. Let's say that you are not familiar with the Microsoft ecosystem and your company has just decided to go for the Microsoft ecosystem and especially the Microsoft Graph. Your organization will also feel to integrate you with Microsoft Graph because apparently it will help people and your organization to get more done. So obviously it is your job now to get familiar with this ecosystem and learn how to use it. One of the definitions of Microsoft Graph is it's a developer's platform that connects multiple services and devices at one place. And Microsoft Graph, formerly known as the Microsoft 365 Unified Programming Interface. It was available since 2015 and Microsoft focusing on to make it more consumable by the developers. But before we dig deep into Microsoft Graph, we need to understand what Azure Active Directory and Microsoft Identity Platform are, because Microsoft Graph work with these two things. Azure Active Directory is a service from Microsoft, which is an identity management multi-tenant cloud-based directory service. For any organization, Azure Active Directory helps the employees to sign up to multiple services and access them anywhere over the cloud, and all they need is a single set of login credentials. Microsoft Graph also works in the same way. With the help of Microsoft Graph, you can access almost every service of Microsoft 365 from a single access point. We will talk about this later. So when you are in your organization and you use any service like Skype, OneDrive or Outlook, or your organization have Office or Microsoft 365 services, you are using the Azure Active Directory already to access any of those services. So if we talk about the definition of Azure Active Directory, it is a Microsoft multi-tenant cloud-based directory and identity management service that combines core directory services, application access management, and identity protection into a single solution. Now, let's go back to Microsoft Graph. Microsoft Graph is composed of a bunch of programmable features that are under the protection of Microsoft Identity Platform, and they are accessible from any platform. And mainly it is composed of three things. First of all, we have APIs, then we have connectors, and at last we have Data Connect. Let's talk about the APIs. As we all know that APIs stand for Application Programming Interface. You might have heard a word API or even used it if you are a developer or if you somehow belong to software industry. APIs are used for getting the data from other source of the internet. For example, let's say you want to fetch the data from Twitter for some analysis, or you want some data from the Facebook to analyze the people's trend on different things. So for that purpose, you will need an API to fetch all those trends and fetch all those data for you to have some information out of that data. REST APIs are used for the fetching of data for different applications, services, etc. And it is a concept which is for network-based software, and it is an architectural concept. REST defines that how the API looks like, and it stands for Representational State Transfer. It is composed of set of rules that the developers follow when they create their customized API. One of these rules says that you should be able to get the data when you link to a specific URL. We also call it as a resource. If we talk about connectors, Microsoft Graph connectors define that how your non-Microsoft systems will be providing the data to the Microsoft cloud. And there are a number of connectors available, so just head to the official website of Microsoft and have a look at this for more information. Here you will have all the information about the Microsoft Graph connectors gallery. Here you can see, if you just click on this link, it will take you to the Microsoft connectors. Here you can have all the information that you might need about that one. And now let's get back to our topic. With the help of these connectors, it becomes possible for multiple data sources to input and deliver their data into the Microsoft cloud, and not only input the data, it also makes sure that the data is available for different services like Microsoft Search. To understand this in a better way, let's have a small example. We have a connector that is available for Microsoft SQL. This means that now Microsoft SQL is now searchable with Microsoft Search. So this is how connectors work. Data Connect is another part or the feature of the Microsoft Graph. I will not go into the detail of it, but I will just talk about it briefly. It is used when we have a load of data and APIs are not enough to carry out our request or are not sophisticated for that kind of work. So what we want to do, we need to use Data Connect, and artificial intelligence is involved with the Data Connect. Let's say you have a lot of emails and you want to have some insights about those emails. APIs will not be able to have insights on those emails. So for that purpose, you will use a Data Connect, and Data Connect will obviously work on your behalf. It cannot work on its own. So this is where we use Data Connect, where we have to involve something that requires some insights and it requires some calculations, because artificial intelligence help us to do all of this. So Data Connect gets used when we have to do more than just fetching the data. Now, to conclude how to compose everything we have learned till now towards the Microsoft Graph, I would say Microsoft Graph is like an API that you can use to have access and connect to multiple Office 365 applications from the single endpoint. Like we have OneDrive, Teams, etc. Earlier, all of those services had their own endpoints, but now we have a common endpoint for all these services, and with that single endpoint, we can access all of them. It means everything is connected to everything through a single point. And that is why maybe Microsoft call it as Graph. So this is the official platform of Microsoft Graph. So here you will have to enter your API from where you want to get the data or extract the data. Basically, this is the Microsoft API, which is RESTful API. It is not GraphQL or GraphDB. You can only use it to get the information out of Microsoft 365. At the moment, I have logged in, and if I click on Get My Profile and if I run my query, at the bottom you see we have JSON data. We have display name, given name, job title, and different other information. So basically, you will get all the information related to the person that has been logged in into the system. Here I have my profile, my photo, my mail, and different other things related to this profile. If I click on my photo and if I run this query, here I have all the data related to my photo that is being linked with my profile. And here we have the API for that. If I remove the last part of this API, which is value, and now if I run my query, this will return me the data in JSON form. Here I have the height and width of the image. Then I have different other things related to my image. So these are different things that you can extract for your person that has been logged in into your system. And obviously at the moment we are using get method. We know we have get, post, put, patch and delete methods in our APIs, but we are using get method. That was all about getting started. In case if you sign out from this one, I will sign out from there. And now I'll go back. Here at the moment, none of the user is logged in into the system. This time if I click on my profile and run my query, it is giving me the information about a user with named Megan. If I click on my photo, this is the photo of Megan. Basically, this is the default data that has been stored into Microsoft Graph for testing purpose, or you can say for the learning purpose. And if you scroll down, that was all about the getting started. Here we have different applications, then batching, Excel extension, and many other things. And as we know that in Microsoft 365, we get almost all the applications of Microsoft, like we have OneNote, OneDrive, then we have Microsoft Teams and many other things. This time, let's go to Microsoft Teams, and here we have different methods that we can use in this aspect. I will scroll down again, and here we have OneDrive. I'll go to my get, and it will get all the items in my drive. But as we are logged out, that is why we will get the static data. Logged in with your account, and all the data related to your account will appear here. So how easy and how convenient it is that with the use of one simple API, we can get almost all the data related to the person that is being part of your organization. You just need the login and you will have everything ready for explore. And with that, we are done with today's video. And I hope now you have much more understanding about Microsoft Graph, and you know that how it works and what operation does it perform. And if that is the case, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon along with it. Till the next video, take care.